Hi, I'm Lydia and I was asked some questions about living in Japan and what life is like here. I actually just put together this bike and I was gonna go outside and it started raining, so here I am. Let's go. The first question: is it cheaper to live in Japan instead of England? Yes. Yes. I live in the inaka. The inaka is the Japanese countryside. I live in a very rural area and my rent is very cheap, my groceries, everything is cheap. Like petrol and cafes and restaurants. Generally here, things are cheaper. For other people who live in the bigger cities, maybe not. When I first arrived and I was using my Great British Pounds, I thought that everything was so cheap because right now the yen is incredibly low. But then I started getting paid in yen and then I realized, wait a second, it's definitely not as cheap as I initially thought. Are there lots of big bugs? Yes. There are so many big bugs, especially this time of the year. So like summer, crazy. Like some of the insects that I've seen, I'm like, are you real? What, like what, how were you created? Like where did you come from and why do you exist? Because you're scaring me. You're scaring me right now. Warning, close your eyes for a few seconds if you don't want to see this bug. But this is a mukade and my worst nightmare, personally. Right now, I have a ring of poison around my house to stop these things coming in. But they're also really aggressive. So if you try to like catch them or get them out, they will attack you. And they're very fast. There's mukade, huntsman. It's not just Australia, Japan has them too. And they live here, probably in my house. But like, people still please come visit me because like, they won't get you. They won't, I promise. It'll be fine. How is the humour there and would they get Scouse sarcasm? It's difficult to say because I don't speak good Japanese. I don't know. There's definitely a lot of humour here. I think that maybe it's a big stereotype that Japanese people don't understand sarcasm or humour because that is not true. Would they understand Scouse is another story. I did teach some of my students some Scouse words. I taught them webs, tra, the offie. I compared the kombini to the offie. So I'm going to the offie. I'm going to 7-Eleven. They like tra the best. So sometimes they'll be like, tra, sayonara, tra. What do you miss the most? And my family and my friends, obviously. I miss being able to communicate easily with people. Even when I can cross that like language barrier, I still feel like I can't express myself like in the way that I need to or I want to. Definitely just having like deep conversations with people. I also miss lots of food items that I can't get here and things that I wouldn't expect to miss but they do not have in Japan, or I cannot find them. So if you can find them, let me know. Hummus, pita breads, wraps or like tacos, strawberry laces. Strawberry laces are like top of my I miss you so much list. I think that tea is an obvious one. I also miss digestives. No digestives in Japan. Yeah. Also, the cheese in Japan. I need some red Leicester. What are the best types of oranges in a hime? My students had opinions and I don't know if I can trust them. Oh, this is a good question. So one of the teachers that used to work at my school, she would bring me different types of mikan. I actually started to make a chart. I ranked the oranges from like best to worst and also like sweetness and sourness. Then the teacher left the school in Japan this is common that every March the teachers will move around different schools. So since she left, I haven't been keeping up with my chart, but this is it so far, and I will update you. I don't know if that's too niche. Is anyone interested in this? I don't know. Pretty much all the oranges here are good. So yeah, if you come here and you have an orange, you will be happy. What part of living here makes you the happiest? Probably that the thing that I was scared of the most when I arrived is now the thing that brings me the most joy. When I was placed here in this area, I was like, where the hell is that? Like, where is Ehime, and how far is it from Tokyo, and how often can I go to Tokyo, and blah, blah, blah. I was running away from the fact that I had been placed in such an incredible area, that this was like a once in a lifetime experience. Like I'm never gonna live in a place like this again. I'm never gonna be able to experience this life again. And I think what makes me the happiest is knowing that I have been able to embrace this life that I initially was so terrified of and really didn't think that I would make it this far. I remember speaking to my sister who works for British Airways, and I was like, get me home. And she was like, give it a month and see how you feel. And if you still want to leave in a month, I will book you a flight. Since then, I have just tried to throw myself into situations and just kind of let myself experience this. And it sounds so cliche, like I moved to Japan and I felt myself. But I definitely feel like this experience has given me more time to think about my life and me and what I want from my life. That was a tangent, but yeah, the thing that makes me the happiest is just being in a town full of community and beauty and people who really care about my well-being. Really being able to see like the authentic side of Japan that maybe I wouldn't have been able to see if I were not here. So yeah, okay, one more. What should people know about Japan? There's so much to know. maybe this should be another video where I talk about the things that I think you should know before coming to Japan. Okay, I didn't answer all the questions because I talk too much and this video will be too long. But if you enjoyed this, let me know and I can make another one. Or if you have any more questions that you want me to answer, just let me know.